Hi students, today we shall continue the second chapter, complex number. In that, properties of addition. In the last video we discussed about addition, how to add two complex numbers, how to subtract. Now we shall discuss properties of addition. Okay, first property, closure law. Closure law. Okay, here closure law means if you consider any two complex numbers z1 and z2, then when you add those two complex number, then the answer is also a complex number. Okay, answer is also belongs to set of complex numbers. So that is the meaning of closure law. So here closure, the meaning derived from close. Okay, so z1, if z1 and z2 are two complex numbers, then z1 plus z2 is also a complex number. So that is about closure law. So what we can write is, for all z1 z2 belongs to C set of complex numbers, z1 plus z2 is also belongs to set of complex numbers. Okay, so that is about closure law. The second one, commutative law. Commutative law. So commutative law, you have come across commutative law for set of real numbers, right? So it is like 2 plus 3 is same as 3 plus 2. So that is called commutative law. Okay, so reversing the numbers. So that's all. If you consider, that is for all z1 z2 belongs to C complex number, if you consider any two complex numbers, then z1 plus z2 is same as z2 plus z1. Okay, so that is about commutative law. If you consider any particular example, then it is true for any example. Okay, any particular complex number. So that is about commutative law. Third one, associative law. Okay, so you have also studied associative law for set of real numbers, that is 2 plus 3 plus 4 is same as 2 plus 3 plus 4, right? So adding these two numbers first and then adding to this number is same as adding these two numbers first, then adding that number. Okay, that is called associative law. So therefore, for all z1, z2 and z3 belongs to C, z1 plus z2 plus z3 is same as z1 plus z2 plus z3, right? So that is for complex numbers. If you consider any three complex numbers, then those complex numbers satisfy this condition. Okay, changing the position of bracket, so will not change the value of the sum. So fourth one, existence of identity. Existence of identity element. Okay, so in case of set of real numbers, so you have come across identity element. So identity element means if you consider any number, so by adding which number you are going to get same number, definitely 0, correct? So therefore this number is called identity element. And if you consider any numbers 5 or anything, then if you add 0, then only you are going to get the same number. So then it is called identity element. That is why. Okay, so therefore here also, if you consider any complex number, for all z belongs to complex numbers, z plus 0 is equal to z. Okay, so here z is complex number, so therefore 0 is also, we have to consider it as a complex number. If z is a plus ib, then 0 is equal to 0 plus I0. So it is same as 0, but in the form of complex number we have to write like this, 0 plus I0. Okay, so therefore in the case of complex number also, 0 is the identity element. If you consider any complex number like 4 plus I3 or anything, then adding this number to 0 plus I0, you are going to get same number, 4 plus I3. Okay, that is why this is called identity element for addition of complex numbers. Okay, so that is property 4. Fifth one, so next one, existence of inverse, that is additive inverse. Okay, now in case of set of real numbers, if you consider any number, 2 plus which number is equal to identity number. Okay, identity element, that is identity element is 0. So by adding which number to 2, you are going to get 0, definitely minus 2, right? So in the same case, if you consider any number, then minus of that number will give you the sum 0, right? So if you consider minus numbers, then positive numbers, right? So therefore it should give identity element always. So therefore if you consider any number, the negative of that number is called inverse of that element. So in the case of complex number also, for all z belongs to complex numbers, okay, z plus minus z is equal to 0. Okay, so that is, if z is equal to a plus ib, then adding minus a minus ib, okay, minus a minus ib, if you add these two, then you are going to get 0, right? So this number is considered as minus of, if I take minus common, minus of a plus ib, right? That is nothing but minus z. So therefore this number is considered as minus z. So adding these two, nothing but adding these two, okay, z plus minus z is always equal to 0. A minus a 0, ib minus ib 0, right? So therefore if you consider any complex number, then minus of that complex number is called inverse of that complex number. Suppose if I consider 4 plus i3, then inverse of this element is minus 4 minus i3. Similarly, if I consider minus 5 plus i7, then 5 minus i7. You have to change the sign, that's all, because these two numbers have to cancel. Okay, so 7 minus 7 cancel, minus 5 plus 5 cancel, like that you have to find out, that's all. So that is about existence of inverse element. Okay, next we shall discuss multiplication of complex numbers. Okay, now suppose if I consider two complex number, a plus ib and second complex number c plus id, then how to multiply these two? Z1 into Z2, okay, is equal to a plus ib into c plus id. So multiplication of complex number is similar to multiplication of polynomials, that is first a into c, okay, a into c is ac, then a into id. So you have to see the sign, since here we have only plus, no problem. So a into plus id, so definitely plus a into id, I ad, okay, plus ib into c. So first step is a into c, then a into id, okay, multiplying first number to both these numbers. Then second same step, second number to both these numbers, ib into c, so plus is here, plus ibc, then ib plus id, I into I square, b into d, bd, that is equal to ac plus iad plus ibc I square. What is I square? So here it is, I is equal to root of minus 1, I square is equal to root minus 1 whole square, correct? So square and square root cancel, that is equal to minus 1, I square is equal to minus 1, so minus 1 bd, that is equal to ac. I will take this term with ac, because plus into minus, minus 1 into bd, bd, okay. So independent of I, so we don't find I in these two terms, so therefore keeping them separate, and from these two terms I take I common, that is ad plus bc, okay. So this is called real part and this is imaginary part. So you no need to remember this formula, just multiply like this, okay, first term to both these, second term to both these, okay, and then simplify like polynomials. So how you used to simplify when you have x and all, okay, right? So that is how we multiply two complex numbers, and you should remember this, I square is equal to minus 1. Let me discuss first example. Z1 is equal to 2 plus I3 z2 is equal to 4 plus I7. So z1 into z2 is equal to z1 into z2 is equal to 2 plus I3 into 4 plus I7, that is equal to 2 into 4 8, 2 into plus I7 plus I 2 7s are 14, plus second term I3 into 4 I 3 4s are 12, plus I3 into I7 I into I square 3 7s are 21 is equal to 8 plus I14 plus I12, I think I26, and plus I square is minus 1 into 21, that is equal to 8 plus I26 plus into minus 121s are 21, 8 minus 21, these two are numbers, you can simplify. 8 minus 21, I think minus 13 plus I26, and A plus IB form. So this is how you multiply two complex numbers. So up to here. Next example, z1 is equal to minus 3 plus I7, z2 is equal to minus 2 minus I. Okay, z1 z2, whenever you have a minus sign, you have to be little careful while multiplying. Okay, so minus 3 into minus 2, minus into minus, plus 3 2s are 6, then minus 3 into minus I, minus into minus again plus 3 into I 3I. So no coefficients, no number with I means 1. Okay, so then plus I7 into minus 2, plus into minus minus I 7 2s are 14, then plus I7 into minus I, plus into minus minus I into I square 7 7 as it is, then 6 plus 3I minus 14I plus 3I minus 14I is equal to minus 11I, and then minus I square is minus 1 into 7, that is equal to 6 minus 11I minus into minus, plus 1 7 is 7, 6 plus 3 13 minus 11I or I11. Okay, so this is the final answer. Okay, you can try these two examples and send me the answer. So next we shall discuss properties of multiplication. In that first one, closure law. So same thing here also. If you consider any two complex numbers, so if z1 z2 any complex numbers, okay, then z1 into z2, when you multiply those two complex number, the answer is also a complex number. Okay, so that is true for any two complex numbers. Okay, so that is about closure law. Second one, commutative law. So commutative law is also similar, that is when you multiply two numbers, so you can multiply them in reverse order, right? 2 into 3 is same as 3 into 2, that is answer 6 for both. So it is same for complex number also, that is if you consider any two complex numbers, then z1 into z2 is same as z2 into z1. Okay, so that is about commutative law. Third one, associative law. So here for all z1 z2 z3 belongs to C, z1 into z2 z3 is equal to z1 z2 into z3. Okay, so that is the multiplying three numbers, so you can interchange the bracket. You can multiply first these two numbers then this, or first these two numbers then this. Okay, so the answer will be same, right? So that is about associative law for multiplication. Fourth one, existence of identity. So for multiplication of real numbers, okay, so when you consider any number, by multiplying that number to which number, you are going to get same. If you consider 5 into equal to same, so definitely ones are, right? 2 ones are 2, 5 ones are 5. So by multiplying with 1, so you are going to get the same number. So therefore this is called multiplicative identity for for real numbers. Okay, so here for complex numbers, if you consider, that is any complex number, for all complex numbers, z into 1 is equal to z, where 1 is equal to 1 plus I0. That is, if you consider z is equal to a plus ib, any complex numbers, then another complex number z1 is equal to 1 plus I0. Okay, when you multiply these two complex number, that is z1 into z1, the answer will be a plus ib. You can multiply and try, the answer will be same. So therefore this is called, this number 1 plus I0 is called multiplicative identity for complex numbers, right? So we denote it by 1, which means 1 plus I0. So therefore for any complex number, z into 1 is equal to z, where 1 is 1 plus I0, right? So that is called identity element, 1 plus I0. Fifth one, existence of inverse element. So for set of real numbers, if you consider 5 into what is equal to 1. Okay, so when you multiply a number with another number, if the answer is 1, then this number is called inverse of this number. Okay, so 5 into what is equal to 1? Definitely 1 by 5, right? 5 cancel, 1 is equal to 1. So in the same case, if you consider minus 2, then 1 by minus 2, that is equal to 1. So therefore the inverse of any number is nothing but reciprocal of that number. So this is called reciprocal. If 5 is any number, then 1 by 5 is called its reciprocal. Okay, so therefore that is for real numbers. So here if you consider any complex number, for all z belongs to C, complex number, then 1 by z, 1 by that number is inverse of z. Okay, so that is, if z is equal to a plus ib, then 1 by z, so it is also denoted by like this, z inverse. Okay, denoted like this, that is equal to 1 by a plus ib, z inverse. You can write like this or like this also. Z inverse is equal to 1 by a plus ib. This number is inverse of this number. Okay, so that is for existence of inverse. So definitely z should not be equal to 0. Okay, if z is equal to 0, then 1 by 0 it will be. So division by 0 is not defined. So therefore for 0 we don't find inverse. Okay, so that is our existence of inverse of complex numbers. Okay, write all these properties, addition properties and multiplication properties, in your fair notes. Okay, and solve those homework problems.